What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp. Today I have a video for you on a pretty special keyboard. This is actually the first of its kind, and it's from the glorious PC gaming race. This is actually a modular keyboard. And when you think modular, it doesn't have anything stupid like a attachable Bluetooth speaker or a phone dock. What makes this modular is the fact that you could swap out the key switches inside with whatever switch you want to fit your preference or your needs. Stock, this has brown switches, but say you want Gateron blues or clears. All you have to do is easily remove the keycap, take the key switch out, and pop in a new switch. And that's it. It's so simple. I've built keyboards in the past on this channel, and that's kind of intimidating with soldering, building it, dealing with the PCB. This requires none of that. No disassembly really. All you do is just pop the switches in and out and you're good to go. So right in front of me, I have the keyboard. And you're obviously gonna wanna take off all the keycaps and then include a keycap puller on the back actually so you don't lose it. It's always nice to see the field of exposed switches lying in the keyboard's frame, these being Gateron brown switches. Now they also give you a key switch puller different from the keycap puller, and taking out the switch is real simple. You eye up the little tabs in the middle of the front and bottom of the switch. And with your puller, you just pinch the tabs in and simply pull up. That's literally it. You can see the exposed PCB inside the frame of the keyboard, and now your modular keyboard is officially under construction. I'm sure you know what a single switch already looks like, but on the bottom there are those little metal prongs. Do not bend them, and if they do bend, they also include some tweezers to align them. But to put the switch back in, you just line up the prongs with the keyboard and it pops right into place. That's simple. You'll feel it click and then you're good to go. It's crazy how easy that is. Now to my side, I have different switches in which you can choose to buy or mix and match to use with your keyboard. Inside they have the bag of switches of your choice, and here I have Gateron Clear, which are a personal randomfrankp favorite on the channel if you haven't noticed already. You can choose and pick up a ton of different switches on their website to suit your needs or preferences. I also have Gateron blues as well on deck, and the browns which were stocked already in the keyboard. And what's also really cool about this, no matter what switches you buy, on the back of the box it'll tell you all about the ones available, like the type, whether it's linear, clicky, or tactile, the peak force and how many grams you need to actuate the switch, the noise level when typing, whether it's silent, high, medium, and a little description of what each one feels like when you're typing. Alright, so let's begin modding this guy. My goal for this board is to use the 3 different switches, starting with a blue switch for the escape key. Again, if you missed it earlier, just pinch the tabs on the switch and pull up. That easy, and just pop it back into place when you're done. Now I also want my WASD keys to be Gateron blue, as well as my arrow keys. Then for the rest of my character keys, I'll use my Gateron clears, and for things like the numbers and functions and all the rest, I'll leave Gateron brown. No real motive for this, I just wanted to show you the mix of the 3. Then before we put on the keycaps when the lights are out, you plug this guy in to give it some power, and you'll see some red lights. What I like about these is they're not overwhelmingly bright, there's no unnecessary software, and you can change the effects, speed, and brightness all on the keyboard. Using function on the arrow keys, you could switch between the brightness and the speeds. And when you click the screen lock button, that's how you can toggle between all the different effects. They have like a normal pulsing in and out, that nice red wave effect, reactive lighting when typing, which will either pulse the character or send like a wave back and forth. And the one that I think is pretty cool is just called cat, where it says put your cat in front of your keyboard and let it go wild. It puts on this crazy light show, and I think it looks pretty cool. So when it's all fully assembled, I really like the final result. Not only was the modding process easy, but in the end you have a really nice looking keyboard. It's an all black metal keyboard for the most part with those red LED lights. There is no logo anywhere. And for a mechanical keyboard of its kind, it feels pretty solid. So before we wrap this up with my overall thoughts and opinions on it, I'll give you guys a little sound test so you can hear how this Frankenstein of a keyboard sounds with the Gateron browns, clears, and blues. Alright, so in the end, I really love what the glorious PC Gaming Race company is doing here with this modular keyboard, and I hope it kind of paves the way for the rest of the keyboards for us consumers, because honestly, being stuck to one switch is kind of a bummer, seeing how easy they made this to switch it out. My stock keyboard that I use pretty much daily is the K70 RGB Rapid Fire with those rapid fire switches. I love those. But it would be awesome if I could switch out certain keys to have blues to kind of contrast the two switches. That would just be awesome. But I just love what they're doing with this. It's a very nice and solid keyboard. I think it looks nice overall. Having the no logo anywhere definitely is going to fit in with those minimalists out there. And the RGB lights inside are also a nice touch. It's just really nice that we're starting to see some innovation now. Like I said before, on the channel, I've built many keyboards in the past, and that's not for anybody. It's intimidating at first. You have to learn how to solder. If you don't know what you're doing, you can completely mess up the building process of your keyboard. Here, they make it so simple. You just pop out the switch with the tweezers and you put it back in, or with the puller, and that's it. I love what they're doing with this, and I really hope we start to see more of these keyboards down the line. Honestly, I only have one real con about the keyboard itself, and that is with the keycaps on these. I do not like the font choice, and they come off very easily, the keycaps. If I just they come off pretty easily. Not the biggest fan of that, but again, no one's really limiting you. You can go out and buy your own keycap set. In the end, it's not a deal breaker at all. The total cost for this keyboard is $99, which is pretty great considering other keyboards in the market for a mechanical keyboard, and these switches are around 30 bucks. So you can get it for 100 or spend 130 if you want to get different switches and swap them out. But I would definitely recommend this. I think it's awesome. I love what they're doing with one of the first modular keyboards. Alright guys, hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm randomfrankp. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.